This is one of the best things I have ever done in my career in education. I've never really been a teacher. I went into the classroom as an untrained teacher in New York City. And I didn't have that experience of living in the community where I was in the schools. And that was a real drawback.
Yes.
And I wanted to help those children. Everybody does if you
Yes.
step into a
Yes.
classroom. But I didn't have the skills, really.
Yes.
But I did have some teachers who tried to help me. So when I came here, I couldn't even get a job as a teacher because I didn't have the credentials. So they said, Massachusetts, oh no, you need to be a trained teacher, which is absolutely the right thing. But I realized how important training was
Yes.
to be a teacher
Yes.
and to know the schools and the communities
Yes.
where you would teach. And this is where we originally came up with the idea when I was working at the University of Massachusetts in Dartmouth about what about the paraprofessionals? Why aren't they looked at more as a good recruitment population, and especially with the state grant, right? The
Yes.
paraprofessional
Yes,
teacher
exactly,
preparation
yes,
grant,
okay,
which had
yes.
too many people don't know about
Exactly.
We did not know.
Exactly.
because
Did not know.
financial barriers are huge.
They are.
And we had wonderful success
Yes,
with the
even-
paras on the South
Yeah.
Coast.
I was going to say, even when I went to Roxbury Community College, that school didn't even have the paraprofessional
That's
grant
right.
program. The grant to receive the programs there. And I had to call you, numbers times
Oh,
just
yes.
to ask you, we got to help them facilitate this, get this through.
And it was because of all of you who were going to be starting
Yes.
there that they
You have to
pursued
bring
it.
in.
They had to bring
They
it
had to
in.
bring
Yeah.
it
They
in.
had to bring it in.
And I think that
And they did, thank
I think
heavens.
that's really something that was important when you're dealing with educating young minds in an urban area, that you tap into the resources of educators that are right there in that community. And being
Absolutely.
able to see that, like I said earlier, that's the wonderful thing. Like it takes a village as far as educating students, but it takes some type of a mind to see that potential in the paras, to
Yes.
see that not in the teachers, not in the administration,
Yes.
but from the beginning, from how can we empower those minds, because it's not, they have it, and we see that in them, but they need that educational
We gotta
backing.
keep nurturing
We have to
that
keep
seed
nurturing that.
to
We have to
grow.
hone
Yes.
that, and I think that Pam, you have that. You can see that, and
Yes.
that's what got me into the JET program, was that you've seen something that in us, and in
In
me
us,
as an
yeah.
educator, that gave me the confidence
Yes.
Well,
that I could
we see
further
it
my
because
education.
you display it. It's not just, it's not like we're clairvoyant, but because
Yes.
because you're expressing this and showing it all the time. So if you want it, oh boy, we're
Yes,
right
Can't
there.
what you asked
yes.
for.
and seeing the need was there.
The
The
need
need
was
is there
definitely
always.
there.
Yes.
Our children need to see like people like them at all times during their
Exactly.
educational journey, during their learning process, because they learn. They don't just learn through the books. They
Right.
learn through society.
Role models.
Yes.
They need to see, any child needs to
Yes.
see people who look like them to say, oh, I can do this,
Give them the
right?
confidence, the back, and the support
Yeah,
emotionally, socially.
Yeah.
And I learned that
yeah,
by becoming an adult learner again, by having the
Yes.
opportunity
That's right.
to be
That's
able
true.
to apply to college, have that confidence to write an essay,
Yes.
to I can get jobs all day, Look at how we became, starting off becoming paraprofessionals, getting into the school
But the point is
district.
building the career
And-
now.
but now
building the
I
career. As an
agree.
adult learner, you want to build that career around what your dreams and goals are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this program is allowing us to do, and we thank you.
well, we are,
Thank you both.
Yes.
it is our pleasure, should I say, that's not probably the right word, but to be able to work with all of you.
Yeah.
Really, if we can get you there, help get you there, you're doing the work, you're doing the heavy
We're holding on. You're the
lifting.
anchor.
Yeah,
We're holding
yeah,
on.
we're holding
But
on.
if, that's right, if we can, have some kind of safety net or whatever.
And like you said, it's not an easy process because it's a long walk. You got to stay committed. You got to be dedicated, and you got to be determined. within yourself too.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, within yourself.
And I think that we want continued success for the JET program. I think that we want this to continue on. We want to keep going on generations and generations. There's a lot of wonderful, just like you've seen in the potential in us, there's a lot of wonderful potential candidates and
Yes.
potential people. There's going to be a waiting list for the JET program
I
after
can
a while.
see it now.
It's going to be several cohorts. It's going to
Yeah.
end up being, you're going to have to make it intensive so that you can go ahead and get the next cohort in, because that's how, motivational it is, and that's how supporting it is.
Well, yes, I mean, I think it's a lot of work as I said, I know on your parts. And you
Yes.
have to be at a place where you can devote the time
And
and
balance
attention,
life,
and you know
family.
where you're headed. And that's a huge difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
That, because younger students sometimes don't know that.
Yes.
And so they kind of flounder through their
Mm-hmm.
courses. But that's not what we've seen with paraprofessionals who
Mm-hmm.
come into the program, because you know where you're going,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna get there. Those courses are just things that you have to sort of do and get behind
through,
you, and
Well, I think that, to have that, to take that journey and having that educational support to become a teacher.
Yes.
That's what the name of, that's what the, JET means, And I think that, we are educators and we are teachers.
You are
And we
educators,
already,
exactly.
claim that, and the JET program just has given us the backing and the backup to own it and to, continue on, you're doing the right thing. You've made a good choice. So, there's no doubt. And I think that that's what, I need as an educator. Is I need to, have faith and I need to be able to
Yes.
have the backing and the support that my choices that I make as a part of my educational journey and educating students is a good choice from the beginning.
well, that's the thing with you, and you see what it takes to get where you want to go, and you're understanding that in the classroom.
You do.
with
You have
the
to
students.
see it. You have to see it, and you have to want it too.
Yeah.
And you have family supporting, you have family watching, and you want to be that good role model for your family. You want them to be proud of you too, knowing that you're doing something that's going to help them as well as help you and help the kids that you teach every day.